Hi, friends, and happy summer. Dr. Melissa here, your friendly neighborhood anti diet and body shame smashing East Asian medicine doc and holistic skin expert, here with another episode of Makeup Free Monday, the show where I give you barefaced facts about skincare and wellness topics. I'm so glad you're tuning in today. Hello. If you have not been to this channel before, welcome. If you have been to this channel before, welcome back. Glad to have you. I'd love so much if you would hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and pass on this info to anyone you think may benefit from my holistic approach to skincare and wellness. Well, the sun is a-shining, and like we talked about last week, May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. And what is one of the number one ways that we can prevent skin cancer? By wearing sun protection. SPF is our friend. Now, I wanted to break down SPF a little bit because there's a lot of info out there, there's a lot of ingredients out there, and just sort of wanted to tell you a little bit about the differences and what you may want to look for on your label. So to start off, there are actually two different types of sun protection. One of them is physical sunblock, and the other is chemical sunscreen. Now, the names of this is actually indicative of what it is. So physical sunblock physically blocks the rays of sun. It reflects them off, and it just sort of goes like sun comes in, sun bounces off. The other way that you can protect yourself from the sun is a chemical sunscreen. Now, what these sunscreens do is exactly what it sounds like. They absorb the UV rays, and then they have the body metabolize them into a non-damaging wavelength of light. So I hope that that makes sense for you, the difference between the two. But if you can just remember blocking or screening. So they're similar, but also very different. Now, as a holistic provider, I, of course, am on the team of physical sunblock because it is not absorbed by the skin. It doesn't have the chance to cause any issues for you. And both titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are generally regarded as safe things to put on your skin. Now, the drawback of using a physical sunblock is that sometimes they can have a white cast. Now, more modern applications of sunblock are a little bit better at that white cast, and it just might take a little bit longer to leave your for the light cast to leave your skin. So you may have to work it in a little bit more. You may have to pat it a few more times, but generally speaking, it should get you to not looking like a ghost in about 10 minutes. Now, I really, really like zinc oxide based sunblocks the most. And the reason why is because zinc oxide also protects against blue light. So even if you're not outside or driving or somewhere where you're going to see the physical sun, but remember, even if you're in front of a window, you're still absorbing those sun rays. However, if you are in front of a computer all day, if you're at a desk, using a zinc oxide protection can really, really help to protect you against those rays that are actually coming out of your screens. Did you know that some of the same aging rays that come out of the sun also come out of all of our screens. So just be mindful. And like I said, zinc oxide gives you that extra level of protection. The reason why zinc and titanium dioxide are so great is because some of these ingredients in the chemical sunscreens can actually affect your hormones and might be potentially carcinogenic. There are a few specific ingredients that can be pretty gnarly. One of the ingredients that has some controversy is homosalate, and I might butcher these, so I apologize in advance. I grew up reading to myself, so I often have trouble pronouncing longer words. And even though I am a doctor, I still mess up sometimes. So another ingredient, of course, you're going to want to avoid is PABA. That is a hormone disruptor, and trolamine salicyate is another one to watch out for. And then, of course, oxybenzone gets talked about a lot. Now, oxybenzone is one to watch out for. There are some recent evidence that it readily penetrates the skin and could potentially disrupt the human hormone system. The FDA and the CDC are both increasingly wary of it, but it's in a ton of products. So oxybenzone is an allergenic, and it can be absorbed by the skin in large amounts. Like I said, it's a potential endocrine disruptor, and children may actually be more vulnerable to the harm from oxybenzone rather than adults, because the potential for higher absorption and bioaccumulation due to the less amount of surface area they have. Now, recently, well, I guess not really recently, but around 2015, the CDC did a study where they detected oxybenzone in more than 96% of the people tested. And the participants who reported using sunscreen with oxybenzone in it had way higher exposure numbers. And then in Berkeley, and I want to say this was around 2016, they did another study with teen girls and being exposed to oxybenzone versus not. And it actually dropped really, really quickly when they stopped using those products. So that's good news that it won't stay in your system forever, but it still might be something you will think about avoiding. And then there's another ingredient that I have a really hard time saying, and it's a preservative. It's a methyl isothiazolinone. Yeah, I think I got it. And it is a skin sensitizer. And over the past several years, there's been an increasing number of serious cases of skin allergies. Now, this is a preservative that's found in sunscreen, but it can also be found in things like baby wipes or body sprays. So you want to beware of that one, because that could be one of those allergens that just causes you issues. So that's a lot of words to say why I prefer physical sunblock to chemical sunscreen. Some other ingredients you may find is avinobenzone, which has a chlorine interaction. So if you are swimming, you're going to want to avoid that one. There is one called Meroxyl SX, and that one is banned in Japan. And Japan has pretty great skincare regulations, so I tend to lean towards some of their regulations. They do a good job. And then there are a lot of other ingredients that just have gaps in the research. So just be mindful. And finally, before I hop off today, I want to say please make sure that you are using SPF 25 or above, and please reapply. Now, if you wear a sunblock under your makeup, you may have issues with that reapplication. The cool thing is that there are some really great brands out there, including Color Rescience and Clearstem, that offer a powdered form of sunblock, which is really great for reapplication to the face because you would just use it like a normal translucent powder. So if that's something you want to learn more about, please get a hold of me. I am always here to answer questions. And thanks for tuning in today to Makeup Free Monday. I hope you learned something. I hope I didn't butcher those words too badly, but if I did, please bear with me. I mean, we're all human, right? So next week, I'm going to have to skip our show because I have some really important stuff at the office coming up, which I will update you about soon. And then the following week on Memorial Day, we will actually be coming on here for Makeup Free Monday on Memorial Day, a special edition where we will be talking about mental health because May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Until then, lots of love. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to hydrate. Lots of love. Be safe out there and be sun safe. Bye.
Everybody, love your body.